What's up, y'all? It's your boy King Churro,
And I'm King Cushy.
and this is the Kings of Troof podcast,
Yes, sir.
episode number 18.
18.
And yeah, man, we missed last week again. Y'all
For,
know this is our passion. It was what we love to do, but we still got to make money. We still got to feed our families, and so therefore, that's what it is, man.
and last week was the 4th of July. So we all have to work. We all have to chill with our family and do stuff that the 4th of July
Right,
requires. Because I like letting off
right,
fireworks.
right. And I don't like to hear fire.
That's great. Hey, you don't like to hear fireworks, bro?
Nah, you know what? It's not that I don't like to light them or whatever. It's not that I don't like them at all. Being a veteran, it's like you get used to hearing the fireworks go off before they go off, right? So I can hear the thump before it explodes. You all hear the explosion. You don't hear the thump,
I hear the thumb.
but because you're not trained to hear it, like because it's at the end of the day, it's they're mortars, right? They're like
Yeah.
they come out of little tubes,
Yeah.
and you can hear the thump, and then 2 seconds later, you're
And then we like, oh.
yeah, and I'm
Oh.
on the back like ah, you
Hey,
know what I mean? And so
no, my neighbor
that's
said,
that's why that's why that people think that it's weird that I as a veteran I don't like fireworks, and again it's just because of that, like you know,
you're trained
'cause
to
my
hit.
wife,
You're
well,
trained,
it's
bro.
like my wife kept checking on me. She's like, "You okay? You okay? Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm good. I'm good." And I remember back then I had two dogs, my Jack Russell and then my Dachshund Chihuahua. My Dachshund Chihuahua, he was sleeping the entire time. He didn't care. But the Jack Russell, back when she was alive, she'd get scared. She'd like try to hide. So
That sound is unordinary to an animal. Like you got to
right,
like
right,
besides a dog, any animal, cat, lion, tigers, bears, oh my. It's a sound where it's like they're not used to it, and it's hard for them to get used to it. And
right.
when you say that, I get it because I did let some shit off. I ain't gonna say what year, but I did let some shit off right, and my neighbor got PTSD heavy. The next day, he said, "Nick, was it you? Was it the?" I said, "Oh, it was me." He said, "Next time, let me know." He said, "Cause I roll over the bed. I thought I was back in Iraq." He said, "I roll over the bed," and I was just like, like,
Right.
and I had to
Right.
learn. You know, I keep forgetting. Like, I'm keep forgetting. People keep forgetting what is really that sound. You know, like you never heard an air missile crash into a continent or crash into dirt. So when someone like you hear a pew and you train to hear the whoop, the first one, and I know because I
Yeah.
hear it. I hear the poop poop, but then I go up and I hear the boom. Right when I hear the boom, I judge the boom off the sound. Like damn, that one was loud. I want that one
Right.
next year. I need 10 of those. You know, where I'm not supposed to have none of those. I need 10 of those.
Right.
Like, but then I don't think about the military people who are like, dude, that's a sign of get your ass up and get to war. Get your
Right.
ass up and
But
get
see,
ready.
my thing is, there's a lot of veterans that act like Karens, and I can't stand that shit. Oh,
Talk
careful!
about it.
I'm a veteran. Be careful, or don't set them off, or da, da, da. I don't give a fuck about that. Be free. I don't care if they're illegal fireworks. Just be free to do whatever the fuck you want to do in our free country.
Mm-hmm.
But remember that people still sleep to go to work the next day.
Yes.
So about midnight, cut it off. When it hits July 5th, cut it off.
You said midnight.
Yeah,
Right.
the July 5th. When it hits July 5th,
Cut it off.
there's no more July 4th.
Right.
Cut that shit off.
So
Be
you
a
know,
pro. There's a point and I if you go to my page, my Instagram or not Instagram, my YouTube channel, go
Kishiro.
to my King Churro. Go to my last podcast that I had done, and I talk about common sense, common courtesy that'll make America great. And I said, if you didn't watch it, Kush, if you didn't watch it,
I did watch it, but that's why I'm quiet because I know what you were saying. Because it's true. I feel the same way, bro. Like, if I'm within these time frames to do certain things, I should be okay. I should not get penalized because you remember I was being born in Wisconsin, fireworks was free. When I grew up,
Right.
fireworks was normal to us. Black cats,
Right.
M80s, M1000, rockets, everything was cool, and it was like that's where I remember Independence Day from. And
Right.
going to the parade and going to Lake Michigan, watching the end of the fireworks. But at the same time, you have when you go to the parade and the fireworks, it's like a 7 to 6 hour difference. And that 6 hour difference, you're at your family house. Now you throwing
Little
little
poppets.
poppers, yeah, little poppers at each other. Where
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then the grown ups go outside. You thought those was good. Let me show you something. Little sparkles.
Right.
And then they let off something before. They let off little boos. So then when you go to the fireworks, you waiting for the finale. The grand finale is always the best thing
Right.
about the fireworks. The boom, boom,
Right.
boom, boom, boom. You watching, you like.
I
And
remember
you,
one time growing up as a kid, we were in St. Louis, Missouri. Well, I have family in St. Louis, Missouri. So we were in Missouri, and they had the fireworks festival at the park, like, I guess I don't know, somewhere local. I don't know exactly where. My family's from Chesterfield, Missouri, which is a suburb of St. Louis. So I don't exactly know what park. So don't be asking me in the comments. But we went to a park. It was just like a big old festival, and again there was just fireworks, and that's something that's something in California we don't ever have. I don't know about San Diego, but I know here in like in the Coachella Valley, as
no,
small as we are,
no.
we don't have those type of events where it's a festival, it's a parade, it's this or that. To go gather and watch fireworks.
And that's
I know
crazy.
that Palm Desert on 4th of July, because I worked on 4th of July. And on the way home, because they sent me home early, so I was coming home, and it was around 8 o'clock. And they had shut down part of Fred Waring into like near College of Desert. Because College of Desert was blowing off fireworks, so they closed off all of San Pablo Street. And so they had the little festival there to watch fireworks, but it was it. There was no food vendors, there was no different things going on.
No
And
entertainment.
I always thought that that's what they do in the Midwest because that's what I had seen when I was growing up.
Um, Midwest ain't big on food vendors, but Midwest is big on yes. Midwest is big on like when it was something, it was the people that was there, right? So it
Right.
was like you can go to the parade and it might be a vendor with some red, white, and blue on, and 2026, 250 years, this, and you can go in there and be like, oh, let me get that shirt. I'm gonna put my kids in the shirt because the thing about the Midwest is, bro, they big on going hard on the 4th of July. They
Right.
every like when it's the 4th of July, new shoes, new shirt, new pants, new clothes, new everything, right? And they know you going with your old clothes. You going with a new outfit. You're getting new shoes. You're going to the parade. You're going to the little festival events. And you gotta look at it as that those are the type of people who love the fact what the city put on. And some
Mm-mm.
people gotta realize that if you want something from the city, you have to do it and get it approved. And the city will back you up. And one thing I learned in California was even in San Diego, bro, I was not the only thing I know about San Diego on the 4th of July was going to the beach. Because my auntie always went, got us a spot at the beach. Um, we get up in the morning, we go to the beach. Pops went the day before and had to make sure the meat was in the freezer and no ice, and they got a grill, and then we sit there, we watch the fireworks. But it took us 2 hours to get the hell out the beach because it was so packed and so many people. It was like shit.
Right.
So
Right.
as you get older, you're like that. I don't even want to go to the beach. I don't even want to go.
Right.
But it was you get to see the fireworks, but you can't let off no fireworks. And worse in the Midwest, where the entertainment is when you go home. You go to a parade, you go home, you let off some fireworks, and
Right.
then you cook and barbecue. Everybody barbecue. One thing I know is everybody barbecue on the 4th of July, bro. That's just a natural thing. You barbecue for your family, y'all eat, y'all chill, and then you go back to, or if you're there or not, because some places are packed. Ain't no going back to. I realize once you got that spot at the beach, That
Mm.
was your spot. I didn't
Yeah.
understand that until I got to San Diego. Like right here in Moreno Valley, I'm like, it started at 9:30. We leave the house at 9:15. We'll find us a spot. We good. You feel what I'm saying? But then when I try to
Yeah.
go to the fireworks,
Mm-mm.
no. It was like I ain't got a spot. Can't find a spot. Everybody here.
Nope. You got a
Yeah,
group of Mexicans in this.
everybody. The only reason why I know that is because my coworker Louise asked me how was your 4th of July, and I said I couldn't even make it to the fireworks, so I went home and did my own thing. And he was like, "Yeah, he live in Paris, and he was like, I try to go to
Yeah.
Paris, but all these YNs and young thugs and a group of bitch ass niggas at 18, 19, 20 go to events where it's a family oriented event. They want to fight, so they got into a fight and they shut down. 15 minutes before the fireworks, they shut it down. So him being there with his kids and want to give them the 4th of July experience, he couldn't do it. So I'm coming to Moval. He was like, all the parents coming to Moval. You gonna be there? I'm like, shit. I've been there for the last 5 years. This the one year I didn't go because I couldn't find no parking. I couldn't get nowhere. So my kids know I got fireworks. So I got some fireworks for you, and we'll let.
It's
And
funny. It's funny you talk about the fight that happened right before that at Lake Paris.
uh,
Because I want to bring up this first video, and it was in Memphis. And
Tennessee.
Dangerous land of Memphis,
yeah,
Tennessee had quite a 4th of July celebration. Here you see the National Guard dealing with some problems, and listen to what this gentleman had to say.
I'm finna kill a cop tonight. I'm finna kill a cop tonight. Get ready.
He might be for real. I don't know.
All right then. So is anyone out there surprised to
All
hear
right
that the
then.
National Guard ended up shooting and killing someone they say pointed a gun at them? Anybody?
Police say Johnson ran from the scene while holding a handgun and turned toward guardsmen during the chase, resulting in 2 soldiers firing their weapons.
Well, the local media seems to think they've got another Renee Good situation on their hands, but it just isn't taking off.
Johnson was a new dad, moved to Nashville, and came to Memphis for the weekend.
stop. Wait a minute. You're a new dad from Nashville.
I heard that too.
You went to Memphis.
Yeah.
Let's put in a factor here. You're a new dad. It's like, why would you put yourself in a situation? I get it. We want to have fun. But motherfuckers is nowadays, they don't just want to have fun for some dumb fucking reason. There's always got to be a fight. Just like we're talking about your boy, Lake Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Why is always got to be a fight? Why can't people just have fun, period?
Why people can't so being from Dago, you been from LA. Why I drive all the way up to LA to fuck up a 4th of July? That's stupid. You also gotta realize you going somewhere, you gotta be a man and understand it's for a life. A thing
Right.
an entertainment thing, a memory in your brain. You going
Right.
there with a gun, that's not a good memory. Because you gotta think about it. Holidays. Here's the thing about book smart and street smart, right? And one thing I can say about California that every other state don't got: game banging. There is regulations to game banging. The OG's gonna tell you don't fucking go to no. Like I just said, I was at the 4th of July in San Diego. I always went to Mission Beach. If I went to Mission Beach with a gun and did some shit, bro, my life is done. I'm done. They gonna cook
Yeah.
me, right?
You're asking for some shit.
You asking for it. You came with a gun. So automatically you defending yourself.
Right.
Sometimes they don't game bang out there. So therefore, the walk away term seems way more logical than to
Right.
to Cali people. Gang banging is gang. So I walk past them, I'm from here, I'm from South Central, and this. We ain't got nothing to do with each other. Like, bro, from here, man, what's going on? I ain't trying to hear that.
Well, my thing too is wherever you're from. I don't give a fuck. Los Angeles, San Diego, Memphis, St. Louis,
Mississippi,
fucking
Chicago, New York, New Jersey. It does not fucking matter.
Boise, Idaho. I don't give a
Idaho.
fuck where you're from. If you're over here claiming something, I mean, you will say you're a Crip. There's no question regardless of that, right? You yourself, Kush, will say you're a Crip.
West Coast.
But you
That's
ain't
his
out
favorite
here.
memories.
You ain't here throwing shit up. You ain't out here on woo woo trying to tell people shit. You're here being you, and just what happens, your background is crippin'.
Yeah.
But motherfuckers out here, I swear to God, here, especially here in the Coachella Valley, I cannot stand it, bro. These motherfuckers want to be ghetto as fuck all the fucking time. Y'all listen to our music. Y'all listen to music we listen to. You know what I'm saying? The Tupac, Biggie, that shit was out way before you were even a fucking nut. Way before your fucking daddy fucking had 30 seconds in. Okay? Before all that shit happened, y'all, now all of a sudden you want to, oh, well, Tupac's this, and boo, and then you want to fucking throw up some shit. At work, it's like people want to throw some shit up. Like that, I guess a few of them are in the same clique or they're from the same neighborhood or some shit. And I look at them like,
know the area,
bro. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
No.
I am me. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Hawthorne. You don't see me throwing up, little watts. You don't see me throwing up fucking. You don't see me throwing up shit.
Ray, you're from the mud. You from Hawthorne. You're from there. It's a difference talking to people that's from there and talking.
Right. But what I'm trying to get at is these people are from Desert Hot Springs, Indio, Cathedral City, Dream Homes, whatever. The point I'm trying to make is a 4th of July festival, 4th of July weekend, whatever the case might be, had nothing to do with your gang affiliation.
It had to do with gang.
Half these motherfuckers are affiliated. They're not really affiliated, bro. They grew up in the neighborhoods that this shit was happening, but they're not actually part of anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's facts.
Then that's
I got
just like your boy Vinny. Hey, just like your boy Vinny talking about his uncle was part of whatever woo.
Don't be disrespectful, man. I knew him from. That's my brother, Fred. You keep saying your boy like we hung out outside. We ain't never was outside with each other. We was, but we wasn't. We was in his comfort. Like you said, yes. Yes, when he got out to Pond, there's a yes. He got out there saying my uncle from neighborhood, 4-7. He couldn't say West Coast because he knew I knew.
Yeah.
So he couldn't say. He said another neighborhood like I don't know. And I'm like, who the fuck? I never.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, even your cousin's trying to rep that shit.
Who?
Even D was trying to rep it.
Who, 30s?
What was he trying? He was throwing up some shit. So talking about some
30s.
shit.
30s. He was talking about.
All right.
He was trying to sound like me, but it didn't go off as well because it was like when he told me I got on him like you don't say shit because you can't go to San Diego and say no shit like that. Ain't nobody gonna believe.
That's what I'm saying. And me being affiliated with you, would I ever go out there and say that same shit?
No, because you've been out there and you didn't say the same shit. You've been there.
I didn't say the same shit. You know, and even if I went out there with you, I still wouldn't say that shit. Because it's not because it's not my affiliation though, you know what I mean? It's your affiliation. But at the same time, it's like, you know, so the point I'm trying to make all this, right? If there's a festival in San Diego, I'm not be throwing up some bullshit.
No, but if we
because it is what it is. I'm gonna enjoy the fucking San Diego. You know what I mean? We're gonna go fucking enjoy ourselves.
Here's the thing in real gangbanging areas, bro. Like, okay, if you're in LA, right, you can't be downtown Hollywood trying to gangbang, right? If you're in San Diego, you can't be at the Del Mar Fair trying to be super Crip and super blood. That ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna get no strikes from that. You gotta be in the areas what you gotta be. That's the crazy thing about it. That you have to be where you have to be. Period. Point blank. Period. You can't just because you're from there is different. Because I know people that live across the street from me, and my boy Bob Dominguez work at Nike, and he lived right across the street from me. He was a Mexican. He's supposed to be from Logan Heights. He don't gangbang. His family, he got some family members that do. I know them too. But at the same time, you don't have to. It's not a choice. But the thing is, some people that never did it wait till later on. Because I seen it, bro. And I seen people get out the military and come back and act like they were super crip. And I was like,
I can't stand. I couldn't stand that shit when I was, when I was in the military. They fucking this one Cambodian cat. I'm a crip from Minnesota, man. And I'm never gonna sit here and tell you. I'm never going to sit and tell you, oh, you from Minnesota, there's no way you're a Crip. I'm never going to say that shit. Because, people just...
I tell you, Ain't no way
People
you
will
from
have gangs. Listen, no, people will have gangs wherever they fucking go. It ain't that. It ain't like that at all for me. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, you as an individual, you're not gonna throw up some shit up, expect me not to fucking kick your ass.
That's the thing. The thing is this: you from gang banging. That's what I'm saying. People like a motherfucker from Minnesota. I grew up in Wisconsin, bro. Right? They don't gang bang. I done told a motherfucker in their face, man, fuck GD. Right? Let me go.
But no, but the thing from what I'm trying to say, because there are a lot of black folks who sit there and GD Gangster's Disciple or the Vice Lords or whatever, and of course that's all like mostly Midwest and all the northern states and whatnots.
Midwest
and then you come out here, to California, you got your different Asian gangs, and they all still claim Crip, and like Sons of Samoa. Sons of Samoa is a big ass Crip gang in Long Beach.
Hey, a big body niggas too. Those motherfuckers big.
They'll literally take a bullet because it just gets trapped in all that fat. But regardless of the fact, and no disrespect to my Samoan brothers. Hey, all my Usos, no disrespect, but I'm just saying, y'all big dudes, y'all don't need bulletproof vests. I'm just saying.
Niggas are solid. Those niggas is big.
But
they hurt. Think about it though. It's hard to move. It's hard to move the motherfuckers. The Pacific Islanders, bro. You can't just even in sports. Like I try to play football and try to move a Pacific Islander. This is when I realized I'm better at basketball. I went and tried to run through a Samoa, and that motherfucker said, "Man, stop playing." And I just fell on the ground. I was like, "Are you serious? This is
it's like a fly trying to hit him and shit."
Yeah, he was just like too tall and skinny. Yeah. So as soon as he did that, when I popped up, I said, "Mama, I'm playing basketball tomorrow. I don't want no more do football."
I used to back in Hawthorne. I used to kick it with some dude, and I honestly I don't even know what's up with him lately, but or because I haven't seen him since I left, but He claimed SOS. He claimed Sons of Samoa. But whenever we went out, he was never out there claiming this. You know what I mean? He claimed it to me. He left it alone as that.
But here's the difference.
We go out to clubs. He was he was a big dude. You can't really. There's not much you can do with a big dude. You know what I mean? We're not gonna go out robbing shit because they ain't running nowhere. Yeah. He didn't fit my Corolla. You know what I mean? So. But we went out to the club. We had a good time, bro, and that's I think that's what the point I'm trying to make is we went out to places, we had fun. Yeah. You go out to a festival, you have fun. Yeah. Just have fucking fun. Why can't we go in one piece and come back home in one piece? Why is always got to be a fight somewhere?
Because people is living the old life and not a new life. There's some people that are. You got to think about it. There's some people that can tell you, oh yeah, it's me and my homegirl, yeah. Right, and there's some things about people from every area. They want to come see the negatives,
right?
But they don't look at the positives. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that we grew up in real gangbang, right? Midwest and South and the East Coast to me was more money. More like, not like you rich, but more like money situations that got you, that's your op because he fucked over some money. You feel what I'm saying? Not really because he a Crip here. Because when you gangbang, you everywhere. You over here, where you from? You pressing everybody. You trying to see what's up. Yeah, and when I grew up in the Midwest, they didn't know where you from. You feel what I'm saying? It was more like, motherfucker knew you or they didn't know you. And then when you do go out of state, like to Mississippi and all the East Coast and West Coast, you just meet people. And it's never where you from. Motherfucker be like, you got an accent, where you from? But where you from in Cali means a different term, where you from.
Right.
Yeah, you get active. That's gangbang. But these motherfuckers don't know shit. The thing is, they think they're gangbang. But there's no structure. You have a big, tiny. You got all the whole structure in gangbang in California.
Yeah, I when it comes to structure, I can't stand the motherfuckers like, oh, when you come to my town, you got to check on me. Like,
who?
What is it? You see, that's just an example. But there's some dude in L.A. I guess he's a rapper too.
Yeah.
But he's like, if you come to South Central, you gotta check in with me. And I'm looking like, who the fuck are you? Like, he was some rapper, but I guess he's supposed to be some OG. And I'm like, I want to say it was what was his name? Lefty Gunplay. I think
Lefty Gunplay. Lefty Gunplay.
I think that's what he was. I think that's who he is. But then kind of find out he's not even affiliated in any real gangs.
No,
I don't know.
and Kendrick put him on a song. And Kendrick shit went viral. Lefty Gunplay is a Mexican rapper. He got bars. I listen to Lefty Gunplay. I just think that he shouldn't do the extortion tactic with check in. It should be more like if you're a person, you coming to Cali, you're a big figure, and you coming up, check in with me. Because you know what? I believe in hanging out. You feel what I'm saying? I believe like that's the number one thing. Check in. Check in with who? There's tourists that come 95% of the year.
Right. Remember, was it 40 Glock?
Yeah.
And 40 Glock was chasing Cash Money with Lil Wayne and Baby because they all claimed Pyru.
Yeah.
So he went chasing after them all over LA and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He caught him He caught him at the airport, and Lil Wayne got down. He just said Lil Wayne was a bitch. So at the end of the day, he was never gonna make that. We never was gonna beat that case because he was already there. At the end of the day, you can't say that Lil Wayne is a bitch because you act like Lil Wayne that gets signed from an official LA motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's the key thing. Mac 10 already. When Cash Money signed Mac 10 after the Ice Cube situation, a lot of people don't understand this. Like, where did Lil Wayne became blood at? Lil Wayne became blood after Mac 10 went over to Cash Money. And Mac 10 was supposed to put an album out. But nothing ever happened. So, Mac 10 did a couple songs. You go look it up. It's a couple. So when one of Game's first songs was Jim Jones, and Jim Jones wasn't even popping. It was somebody that Lil Wayne hooked up with somebody in New York, Joel Santana, gave him the information where he got this new nigga named Game. Westerner came out with a song where it made it seem like Blood Gang's tied to New York and L.A. I got to see that song so you can see it. It was with Jim Jones and Game. This Game before his album even came out. Real shit. And it was like, no. And the thing about it is like people do this to make it seem like gangbang. But we know what it's like to live in these major cities and gangbang.
Right. So that's why when I see that shit in music, I'm like, God, this, like a lot of people don't know better.
Right.
Like I said, I'm gonna use the Coachella Valley again because a lot of these kids out here think that all this shit's real. All this little beef is real. To me, it ain't real.
It ain't.
There's no fucking way that shit's real for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just but everybody here believes in that shit. But let me continue this video quick.
Johnson's family is reeling from his unexpected death. Terrence Pope says Johnson was like a son.
Killing him it messed everybody up. He was number 20 years old.
What was that?
Killing him it messed everybody up.
Okay, I got killing him, but after that,
it messed everybody up.
It missed Ibraru.
It messed everybody.
It messed everybody up, but I don't know.
He ain't say shit. Hold on. You can say what you want, but that nigga country as hell. And
Yeah, he is in Memphis.
Yeah. He said, "Man, boy,
It messed everybody up."
You
But
said what?
I understood it.
Yeah.
I understood every word he said, but that's just because you know
he's so country.
Everybody up.
Everybody up. He's so country. He think everybody understood that shit. I know because I came out here country as hell. I had to be thorough. What I say to this day, I say something, you'll be like, "Huh?" And what I do, I correct myself. I said.
No, the funny thing is I can understand everything you're saying. I just have to make fun because I'm an asshole.
Yeah, I'm everybody up. Everybody don't get that.
True.
Genuinely no idea if that is English.
All I can say is, if y'all gonna fight against the violent criminals, get the violent ones for real, not the ones y'all think violent. Because the people y'all think violent might not be violent.
Do I even need to say this? If you point a gun at an officer, you die. How is this difficult? You'll never guess what road some are looking to drive this story down.
I know that this community and many like it have a history of law enforcement encounters that end up deadly for young Black men.
It has been from day one a racist project by the President of the United States to take over cities like Memphis.
I just know I can't take the narrative of law enforcement at face value.
The man's grandfather talked to the media.
He had a great spirit. He's a good child. It's a narrative here. You know, he's not a gunman. He was protecting himself, and he was in the process of being jumped. At the same time, people came to him. He didn't go to anybody. Why would you turn around? You're running. So you're trying to get away from what you feel like that is danger. So you're not going to just turn around and then stop. No, I don't believe that. So until you show me that on paper, make it make sense to me. I don't believe it. Now, if that's the case, then I'll shake your hand and say he shouldn't have done that because that's just part of life.
I agree. Whatever video they have on this, release it. But based on how I've seen this exact movie play out over and over, I'm not expecting it to exonerate your grandson. The dangerous land of Memphis, Tennessee.
Look, you even got homegirl out there barefoot.
All right, listen.
She in a fight like Kunta Kinte.
Nigga, listen, as a nigga, don't act like there's nigga things that go off. Don't do this. Don't get on here and act like ain't nigga shit. This nigga shit, man. Let's not get out here.
Right.
Yeah, when you trying to get it on, it's time to get it on. I got some rough ass cousins, and they majority females. Not even the dudes. Dudes are way more cool and calm. We get off when we gotta get off. The females is way more active, bro.
Oh yeah, no, I feel the same way. Like if you look at a lot of the fights that go on, if there's a female involved, usually it's because the female started the whole thing.
But even if you
fight, me in the comments all you want.
Nah, but even if you fight, you just see the female fight, right? Listen,
right?
Listen.
And I've seen it too. Like it'll be like a big old fight, and then the homegirl will just come in, is like kick, and then run away.
Somebody look. First of all, when you getting jumped, here's the thing: people gotta understand when you fighting 3 to 4 people, and it's not 1-on-1. That's what I love about Cali. It's fades. Fade mean 1-on-1. Fade don't mean jump. It means you versus that person. It don't mean you 19 other motherfuckers or somebody gonna hit you in the back of the head. No. The South of the Midwest, when you hear the word jump, that means it's maybe you might be hitting somebody, whooping somebody ass, you turn around and somebody got a clean shot on you, but you can't see. Cause I done been jumped a lot. Cause I'm a big ass nigga. You know me, right? I'm big as hell. So I done got hit from places like, oh, so you want to hit me. My thing is when I'm getting jumped, bro. Listen, yeah, cool. My thing is when I'm getting jumped, if I got a couple punches on you, a couple punches on him, you feel like I get hit from the side, I ain't worried about them. They can't knock me out. Them punches ain't do shit. So, oh, you want to hit me in a good shot? Okay, cool. Poop, 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 poop. Let me get to the next one, right? Because you're going to get that, bro. I've been jumped by white people, black people, Mexican people. I don't know if all races. Nah, I ain't going to say all races, but black, white, Mexicans, yes. I ain't never fought an Asian in my life. Because that's just something that we always been cool, but hell yeah, bro. I done got hit in the back of the head. I just turn around. Oh, okay. If you been jumped, you know what I'm saying. As soon as you hit, oh, you got me fucked up. You ain't just going to hit me. I can't hit you. My whole thing in the jump is to hit everybody back. You know, and if I can't get a hit back, then I'm targeting you. Everybody else who hit me, I go shake their hand like a man. We got it all. We got it all, man. Hey, that's one thing I love about California. We got it in. You know what I'm saying? Right. I know you ain't no bitch. These motherfuckers ain't fighting, bro. Yeah, ops. I hate the word ops because you know what? That is something they just say anybody.
Right.
Tomorrow,
anybody can be your enemy.
Yeah, right. Tomorrow, Ray, I might be mad at you because you went and got you that big ass energy drink for your best coffee shop and you didn't give me one. Now you my ops. That's how they use the word ops, bro. That's how they use it now.
Nigga, I'll never be your ops ever.
I'm just saying
how they
use the word, how they use that word so loosely now. It's like
everybody use the word ops as sucking one of these, man. It's sucking one of these.
Even a lesbian. Think about you gay.
Well,
You gay, you don't even like dick, but you gonna suck one for a living?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's
Oh,
weird shit.
I've been working on this video where this girl is talking about. It's totally off subject, but we're talking about lesbians, all right?
Go
She
ahead.
talking about what you for all the women who mess with studs. Why you let that girl use a toy on you that looks like it look like how you gonna let if you're attracted to women, how you gonna let you use one of these?
A strap.
Right.
Electric, vibrate, whatever they got. A strap.
So that video is coming out soon on the King Trio Chronicles.
And I had something to say about that too. That made no motherfucking sense.
It don't. It don't. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, what else can you? I mean, I tell my wife all the time because she got a work wife. I'm like, what y'all fixing a scissor?
No, you just joke a lot. I know what you said. That's how you. Here's the thing though, with being comedy, laughing and shit, right? Yeah. But the thing about it is, bro, sometimes you gotta be able to laugh. You say you her work wife and you call her, tell her she had work scissoring. That's funny. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody can.
No, I'm always. You always gotta laugh, especially my job. Me as a cook, working at a bar and grill. The servers always making something, making trouble out of nothing. And so I turn around, start making the kitchen laugh. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to a particular server who looked as dark as Nick. And she come around, I need. So then I turn around, I need. Next thing you know, I hear, are you mocking me? She was mad. She was pissed off. Are you mocking me?
Take the job too serious. Humor.
I'm making that sound. As I'm making that sound, everybody on the line is laughing their asses off. Yeah. It's comedic fucking entertainment, man.
I work
Shout
here.
out to her because we're cool now, so we're cool.
But here's the thing, though. I work here, right? It ain't about nothing about the job. We don't own this business,
Right.
Right. I work here, but
we get the job done, and that'd be it.
Yeah, but as I hear your voice, it's a sense of humor side of you. I know because that comes from me. Because remember when the dude walked in, I said, "Don't you got a cul-de-sac on his head?" He was like,
"Right,
Nick, he's standing right there." I said, he was mad as hell. He looked like, well, I say like Carl Winslow, and the whole time you just like looking at me like, bro, for real.
Because we got the headset on and shit, I'm like, I can't stop laughing. I'm dealing with this guy, trying to sell him some weed.
I went to radio like, don't he look like Carl Winslow? And I just watch you break it. I'm watching you break.
Hey, Ray, that's what we call it, cul-de-sac, Ray. That's what we call it, cul-de-sac.
Hey, what? If you ain't got no hair to here, that's a
and kind of find out I got almost the same thing.
No. You don't have a cul-de-sac. Yours
I got the storefront.
Yeah, you got the storefront. You do. You got the storefront, bro. You got the main house up a cul-de-sac. Yours ain't opposite, but it's at the bottom, right? You know what the cul-de-sac, the person at the end is the main house of the cul-de-sac. You don't have that, Ray. You have the main house. When your shit like this, bro, and you walk, I don't know, cause think about George Jefferson. Remember back in the days when you watched 90s?
Right.
That was a style, and I'm sitting here like,
I'll tell you what. Let's grow our hair out, and you and I both do the George Jefferson until it grows back in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotta cut all this off. I gotta cut all this off, bro. Look, bro, this ain't even that high. All I know is this. As soon as it heat up today, I said, no. No, this going in. Listen, I'm trying.
Yeah,
I might want to go.
Hey, you grow all that shit out right there and do a George Jefferson on top.
Hey, I would. What if I do a George Jefferson with like a 90s design in the back, bro? I would. You know why? Because no one's willing to try. No one. I don't care what you say about me. I don't give a damn. So I believe I would do that, knowing my hair grow up top. I ain't bald. What if I do the George Jefferson, right?
Right. At least you got a better hairline than I do. Fuck, my way is way back there. That's why I keep doing my hair the way I do it.
Yeah, but you gotta stop because they constantly keep. Here's the thing with barbers: they constantly keep cutting. Sometimes you gotta get your shit back. All I ever had, my issue was a widow's peak. So
yeah.
as they kept cutting the widow's peak out, it's crazy. My shit actually looked like kind of low key normal. But only thing I ever had bad was a widow's peak, and
I might have to draw one in for me like this.
But what if you see a nigga with a widow's peak, bro? You gonna say something? You gonna say, "Look at Dracula"?
Hey, by the way I sweat though, all that shit's gonna woo.
Yeah, I was just saying. What we see a motherfucker with a widow's peak, bro? They'll see a nigga with a widow's peak today. We gonna flip out, and we gonna say, look at him like, I ain't never seen a man with a widow's peak in 30 years, 40 years. He got a full-on widow's peak.
We're talking all that shit. Watch. You see, next episode I'm gonna have a widow's peak on it.
Hey, we should do an episode like bring back the widow's peak. Make it look fashionable, man. You never know.
Right.
Everybody who got widow's peak might think they cute. That's where the beard came from. When the beard, back in the days, we always clean cut. I got so many pictures.
So I can't grow that shit. So I'm out the same way I'm drawing that widow's peak. I'm gonna draw the beard right here.
Hey, go get a wig. Go get a beard wig, right? With your big.
Oh yeah, no, that would be perfect in this 120-degree heat.
No, yeah. Hey, Rich, think about that. Get that big ass. That'd be funny.
I need to record the podcast from inside of a freezer. That's how hot it is right now.
Hey, I was gonna say the same thing. My dad's close to the door, right? I ain't felt no wind like Palm Desert wind, no desert wind, right? So for the first time me at a job in Novella, it ain't been hot. It ain't hot. That's what I've been saying. Like, it ain't hot. So there that wind came. I said, ooh. That motherfucker got some steam.
Blow dryer.
Yeah, that shit got some steam on it, right?
So I was walking into work on Monday, and I swear to God that heat was just so hot. And there was this black family right next, walking with me, and I guess they're going to Cheesecake Factory. So I was walking into work. I'm like, "Hey, yo, can someone turn down the heat?" He's like, "That's what I'm saying." Mm-hmm. Oh, where y'all from? He's like, "Oh, we're visiting from Ontario." I'm like, "Why?" Ontario? I guess there was a birthday. Yeah, there was a birthday gathering or something like that. It was like on a Monday. I think it was Monday or no. It was on Sunday. Yeah. And so then, I was like, "Hey, we need to ask someone to turn down this heat. Maybe turn off the heater." It was like, "Why you live out here?" I'm like, "I don't know anymore." It's cheap. That's why. It's cheap as hell.
Nah, you know what's crazy, bro? The IE, how big the IE really is. This shit hot as hell. And I ain't gonna lie, cause it was 98 today, right? And I remember when I was with you, and it was like was it like 103 or something like that? And I was like, bro, this shit hot, it's humid. And then we went and got some food and rolled the window down, the dust ran in our motherfucking face. I was like, God damn, Ray. He was like, what the fuck is the dust flying so loud? He's like, man, it's high winds, nigga, you in the desert. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell you keep saying it. Now I'm learning, like, oh, this motherfucker ain't lying. That shit hot. And
I remember one time you wanted me to turn the AC on, and I didn't turn the AC on for 3 or 4 months because it was cold. So I turned the AC on, and he's like,
yeah, you put, hey, what
do you want me to do? It's dust in the fucking AC vent.
That shit smacked me in the face. Pooh, I said, sand. It's like being on the beach. Oh shit. Goddamn. Like it's hot in this sand, and then I realized the dust storms and all that shit.
Yeah, you collect that shit in your vehicle, and that's what I find. That's why I can't stand about the desert, man. It's so hot, it's so dusty. Like when I went to Solvang last year in March, how beautiful it was, how green it was. Like even along like Buellton, like, and that's like around the what was like Ventura, like northern Ventura area.
Because a little more moisture.
It was beautiful, bro. And then you come out, and then we roll back into Palm Springs. I'm like, God damn it, I'm here.
You watch it die out. You see some of this green.
Yeah.
And it gets light
My
green.
spirit went with it, bro. I'm like, no.
Being from, were you from LA? You from Hawthorne? I'm from Dago, bro. Being all around that shit. we took for granted. Then when you go to the desert, you know.
Yeah, because
you know,
it's cheap.
Yeah, of course. You know why? You know why? You know also why? In the long run, you're gonna win. You're gonna win in the long run. Because
you just gotta deal with the heat.
The heat. You gotta deal with the heat. You know what? People from Arizona and some people run hot. The heat don't bother nobody. Some people, the heat don't bother you. Some heat bother us. We bother the fuck out of us. It bother the fuck out of me. I'll be sweating. I don't gotta do shit. As long as it's 100 degrees, if I walk outside and say, "Hey Jesus," and walk back inside, I'm sweating. Right. That's how hot it is for me.
I hear that that northern Arizona is not bad though. I hear you think Arizona, you just think of the heat.
You think of the
but
desert.
Northern Arizona, because it's more in mountains stuff, so it's actually less hot.
Like Big Bear
in northern Arizona.
What?
Yeah, because you're going into. I think you're at that point. You're going into like Utah, and you're going into Idaho and all that. So the climate's a lot less.
The elevation, the elevation is higher.
Right.
So as you get higher, it's just like a plane. When you get in the plane, you get up in the sky. You ain't hotter, motherfucker. You cold.
Right. And that's the reason why the potatoes are growing better in Idaho than they are in California.
Yeah, because it's more. I don't want no damn potatoes. But I take the fruit in California.
Yeah, that's
like avocado. A few vegetables like avocado.
Yeah, I love avocado, but I mean, I feel like you can grow avocado anywhere. You know what I mean? All you really need is some fertile land. I mean, my wife's grandmother was growing avocado in her backyard in Gardena.
I think that's the best spot. Like
it's just the fertility of the land itself.
Yeah, but I don't think it's hard to grow out here because we have heat.
All right, so this next video, it would have been perfect to have Sid Vicious on with us today. Shout out to Sidney Vicious. It's him on TikTok. He's also known here on the Kings of Troof as Sid Vicious, our third partner. So
shout out to Sid.
This would have been a good video for him, but maybe he can jump in the comments later on.
All right, this might hurt some feelings, but whatever. I was just scrolling through my feed and I saw a couple of posts about how white people have no culture. And I'm just over this white guilt, white shame type stuff. I'm not advocating for white supremacy. I'm just advocating the end of white silence and the end of white guilt and the end of white shame, because our culture participated in nothing that your culture hadn't participated in previously. We didn't start slavery, but we damn sure ended it. And the only place that slavery still exists are in people of color societies in Africa and the Middle East. The Vikings figured out how to circumnavigate the globe before the Islamic world ever figured out how to get their feet wet. It wasn't us that was going into Africa and pulling the slaves out. It was other Africans grabbing them and enslaving them. We invented democracy. We invented the constitutional republic. The bubonic plague wiped out half of Europe. And what did we do? We got together and discovered Western medicine and inoculations and vaccines. I'm not saying that we're better than you, but we're damn sure not worse. There are 4 major ethnic groups in this planet. There are black people, white people, Asian people, and Hispanic people. And we are the smallest. And we are the only group that you're demanding shut up. And because we're not doing it anymore, you're just going to scream racist louder and louder and louder. And we are done caring. We are not ashamed of who we are. We are not better than you, but we're damn sure no worse. And if we're so freaking terrible, then why? Why does the entire Eastern world flock to countries that we created? Answer me that.
I don't think that he's wrong. I don't think that he's wrong in feeling a level of fatigue. And let's be honest, and I know that there's going to be people in the chat, and that's fine, because me having this conversation generates and hopefully inspires debate and critical thinking. But he's right in that the majority of white people in this country, unless you're a white apologist, is considered the enemy. There is nobody in America that is more villainized than white people, white men specifically. Heterosexual white men is the poster child for the villain in the United States of America. Now, I can't speak for any other country because I'm not a part of their culture and I haven't lived there for my whole life. But what I do know is that here in the United States of America, when you fail, you blame white people. When you go to jail, you blame white people that created the system. When you succeed, you take all of the credit for yourself and overcoming what white people has put in your way as an obstacle to prevent you from becoming successful. And so when we really honestly take a look at it, what we tend to hold up as a cultural norm is that white people is an enemy. And so I understand if you are born into something that you never had a choice of what you were born into when you're tired.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
You can't blame nobody for your failures, number one. Number two, racism is racism. Let's just discuss it. America only been around, what, we just celebrated
250.
50th anniversary, right? That's not, in life, actually, that's not too long. I think people understand that, right? You do your age, your mama age, your grandmama age, your great grandpa. We know generations you learn what somebody was born in this era, and you, if you know your family, you know that you've been on this earth for a very long time.
Right.
Also, it ain't about failures. It's about what is set up. You know, what is actually set up. You know, slavery always going to be the biggest topic, bro. Slavery, police, everything else always going to be the topic. They literally in movies showing this shit, even with Denzel, when they was bringing cocaine from Vietnam. And they was putting it on black neighborhoods. You got to think about they showing you some of this shit. Crack is a number one thing. Now you have the other drug that's going on, fentanyl. It's a big thing because crack is whack. Ain't nobody smoking that shit no more. Niggas ain't niggas ain't tuned to that no more. So now you
remember how we had the conversation when we're talking about like certain people that we know of that rely on us to get them through life. They rely on you to get them through life. You know, because you ain't doing this or you not letting them do this, it's your fault. And then and you got people calling you up and telling you, oh, you doing him this dirty, do woo woo. And like, but why isn't he helping himself? After all of what you've already done for this person, why aren't they helping themselves? Why is it still on your shoulders, in your hands, to make sure they get through life when you have your own life to live? I just recorded the Uncle Ray podcast not too long before we started this. Real short episode, and I said, if you rely on other people to make you money, to pay your rent, to pay your groceries, if you rely on other people, you're a loser.
And I'm gonna follow up something on you. I'm gonna say something else. If you on the phone and you call your family, let me get can I get this? Let me borrow. You don't pay back. I need some help. Somebody in your family to help you out, bro. You do everything for your family, right? And at the end of the day, they don't do nothing for you. You can't. It's okay to walk away from that person because it ain't about family as family. Because you gotta understand this: if you always the one on the other end making sure they straight, and when you can't call nobody for nothing, that's when you realize you're different, and you realize you got to cut them off. Because and one thing about black people family, they always want to say who doing what, who doing this, and prejudge and this and this and this, and say they know you because they met you, but they don't really know you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And at the same time, there's a lot of things that happen. And a lot of things that happen where you gotta understand, like, if this particular person is gonna try to live off my life, he ain't gonna live long. Because you're only gonna get a little bit. You know, present day year right now, I've been in California 21 years. You've been here 4.
Right.
The other 17 that I know, you won't never know. You'll never, but you still one particular person that trying to benefit off somebody. You know you can't live here. Because people gotta understand this. You can't just come I'm gonna say it, bro. You can't just move to California and think that a regular day job is gonna take care of everything you want to do in life.
It's expensive here.
Yes, it's very, very
It's
expensive.
expensive here. You have. I mean, if you can't work a regular old part-time job that gives you 20 hours a week at $18 an hour, expect to live freely.
You know, it's crazy when you say 18 and there's some state that's still giving out 10. They hear 18, that's
Right.
different. That's a drive.
Right.
You know, like
I
shit.
make $18.50 as a cook, and I probably put in. I even told my boss, give me 32 hours, I'm good. At $18.50 an hour, that's not bad. I can make it work. I mean, I'm pulling in $600 a week on average.
Mm-hmm.
And that's enough to live, honestly, if you think about it. If you rent a studio apartment and it costs you less than $1,000 a month to rent, and you make $600 a week, 600 times 4, that's $2,400. And it's less than 1,000. And then what? If you're like me, you eat a lot. But if you're not like me, don't eat a lot. You ain't got much to, like, what do you know what I'm saying? Then you got your cell phone bill, maybe you have your electricity bill. What else you got? Because you live in an apartment, you don't pay for gas, you don't pay for water, you don't pay for trash. So what do you got? And if you live in a low income, it's even better. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's the choices you make with your money that determines how you will live on a day-to-day basis.
So you ain't gonna break up the fact. You gotta break up everything you think about, bro. Cool with that marijuana shop, right? Marijuana wasn't built into your expenses. If there was nothing in your drug habits, anybody had a different drug addict. I understand surviving life. You had X amount of money you want to make to live, right? But
Right.
you also got to make X amount of money to have your expenses. If you want to travel, you want to do this, and you want to do other drugs. So let's just be honest. Let's do the truth for what? Whatever you want to do. That's why homeless people who be on drugs all day to sit out there and ask for money, we look at them like, man, you could have did better. Right? But if somebody at corporate is doing this and this, you could have did better. So it's your drugs, your money. You go for your money. What? But like you said, as long as you pay for a living, that's the key goal. That's a check-to-check method. When I say black people live check-to-check, that is exactly what you're talking about, right? Make sure you pay for wherever you have to pay for, but you got to factor in your other expenses. So if you want to go to the club or go to a Dodgers game or go to a Padres game.
But see, that's extracurricular. That's why I didn't mention all that, because at the end of the day,
you can't come out.
But
here.
no. But at the end of the day, you have to. What I'm talking about is your normal expenses, not not going to have fun. Sometimes you just gotta sit at home and play the game.
And
I do that.
What I'm trying to say is, some people get out. They think California.
Okay, so let's do that. So let's say you go. We're right here in the valley, right? So we go to the Acrisure Arena for.
Yes.
Let's say you were going for the, I don't know, let's just make something up. Chris Brown concert. It's going to be at Acrisure Arena. It's going to cost you $200. Well, that's a one-time thing.
Yeah, but they're going.
If you're making $2,400 a month and you're only doing a $200 ticket, that ain't shit. You put that shit aside, or you buy your ticket ahead of time. Sometimes it's cheaper that way. Mm-hmm. And you can still pay off your monthly expenses. Your cell phone bill is going to probably cost you about $100. I'm saying, if you have to pay electricity, depending on where you're at, here we have Imperial Irrigation District. It's a lot cheaper than SoCal Edison. Let's say in a studio apartment, I only got paid another $100 for that. So $100 a cell phone, $100 for your electricity, and then what? Let's just say $800 for your apartment, right? That's $1,200 up there. But you made $2,400 in a month. That's only half of what you're making, so you still have another $1,200, mm-hmm. And then your $200 ticket to Chris Brown. So you have $1,000 left. And if you don't eat a lot, if you're going to get coffee at the donut shop that smells like trash, let's say you have a coffee maker at the house. You just saved a bunch of money there. Let's just say you went to.
That's fair.
Out here in India, we have food banks everywhere. They don't they don't see if you're impoverished. You just go to the food bank.
Hey, what's the
Get
problem?
some free food.
Hey, real life shit though. What's the problem? People go to a food bank, bro. Why people don't want to go to a food
Nothing.
bank? What's the problem?
A lot of people don't give certain shit a chance. My wife won't give anything a chance, but we can afford to not have to go to the food bank. If I were by myself, even though I can afford not to go to the food bank, I'd still go.
I might get some pinto beans in, bro, and I ain't had to pay for
You never know. I mean, you know, okay, so let's say with pinto beans, right? I put that shit in a slow cooker. You know, I put some, you give it enough water so it'll soak in.
Mm-hmm.
I let that shit cook for 2 days straight. Till it gets nice and soft and mushy, and then you add a little bacon fat to it, and there you go. Salt, pepper, garlic, and then that's that on top of white rice. I mean, what my red beans and rice, exactly how I make it. You put 2 pounds of red beans in the slow cooker. You just put the water up as high as possible. The next day, you're probably gonna have to add more water to it.
Yeah, you gotta check
because
it'll
soak
on it.
in.
Yeah, you gotta check on
Right.
it to make sure it don't dry.
Right.
You check on
And
it.
then the second day, I'll fry up a little bit of bacon, or like I'll go to what's that called? What's that supermarket called?
Which one?
Winco. I'll go to Winco.
Oh, Winco.
And you can get ends and pieces
Yeah.
for like $1.50, and it's like a big old pack of ends and pieces of bacon. It's mostly fat. You just kind of, you cook it in the frying pan, render out all the fat, add it to your beans, and then sometimes you'll have a little meat on that bacon. Add that too, and then when it's ready to serve it over some white rice. That's a meal for me, and I can afford to go out every night, but I also can choose not to and make myself a $2 meal instead of a $20 bill. Or a $40 bill. Last night I spent $60 at that damn Mexican restaurant. Just taking my wife out.
Which Mexican restaurant?
It's called Mariachi. It's another one in La Quinta.
Okay.
And it's my wife had fajitas, and I had
fajitas.
Arroz con pollo.
What is that? Arroz con pollo?
Fajitas?
No.
Arroz con pollo. It's basically they take a chicken breast and they butterfly it, and they slice it into strips.
Yeah.
And then they grill it, or they grill it first, and then they slice in strips, put over some Mexican rice, and then they cover it in like this tomato bisque sauce. So good. And then I just I mix it all up in a plate, and then they give me some tortillas. When I'm all done with my chicken and my rice, I take the tortillas, start scooping up all that sauce. It's good.
Yeah, it's popping.
It's delicious.
It's popping.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but see, I can't go there every day. You know what I mean? I that's one of those things I'll have it once a week. But it's like $22 for that plate.
Sounds delicious.
So imagine, it's very delicious. But again, so let's just put that in factor. If I did that once a week, that's $22 a week for just that. Let's say I went out 3 times a week, and each time is $20. That's $60 a week I'll be spending on going out to eat. By myself. Then we got to factor in my wife. That's another $60 a week. That's $120 up there. That's not including tip. That's not including the drinks I just had. You know, sometimes I go to a Mexican restaurant. I'll have a margarita. You know, I'll have a big old glass of Jamaica, which is going to be another $4.55. You know, at the end of the day, if I can afford it, I'm gonna do it. If I can't afford it, or I need a budget somehow, it's gonna be budgeted. And maybe I do need to make myself a $2 meal with beans and rice. Or maybe I do need to, put some fish in the oven. We like to get it's called a steelhead trout. It'll be a big ass piece like this big. $8.50 at Aldi. Put 2 of those on a baking tray or a baking sheet in the oven for I think $3.50. At like 20, I'll put it in for 20 minutes. Good to go. Put it on top of rice, and that's it. There's ways to do it. There's ways to make it happen. And this particular person we talk about with his studio apartment, he always talked about he cooked better. Right? He said he's the best cook. I'm not gonna say his name, but we know who we're talking about.
I find that hard to believe. I don't think because we cook. We talk
Yeah.
about recipes. We
By
send
the
pictures.
way he smelled the last time, I don't want to eat. I want to taste anything from that
Me
kitchen.
neither. I don't want to eat. Not like that.
Because if you can't wash your clothes, I don't want to taste your cooking.
I don't think you know what bad onions smell like. If you saute,
I don't even know if he knows what Tide smells like.
I was he's stupid. Listen, I don't think he know the word detergent.
Right.
I don't think
Or soap.
Yeah, but I say or a shower. Put it on. Go ahead and get there. When he walked past me, I was embarrassed. When I was talking to you, I was like this. And you knew exactly when I was looking at you. Was like, Nick, no, hey man, for real.
Where'd you get that coffee from?
We get the truck. That was smell.
But see, referring back to this video, and because that particular person, I've already talked about this before in our podcast. We're talking about CBD when they first got to the dispensary. Oh, what's a CBD do? Oh, it's good for pain. You go through any pains? Oh, my pain is a black man. I'm like, what pains do you go through? Because you moved out here with you moved out here with no plan, except the only plan you had was to live off of one person. That's your personal pain. That's what you inflicted on yourself. I can't stand when I see shit all the time where, well, if it weren't for the white man, I'm like, the white man got to do with you. What does the white man got to do with you? What does the white man have to do with you not choosing to make better decisions to, improve your life or make sure your next day is better than yesterday? Like, I'm never gonna, during my last episode for the Uncle Ray podcast, I said, I don't like to wait on people. Like, I'm very impatient. But I also have patience for certain people like yourself. I know you get off work, so I have the patience to wait for you. You know what I'm saying? Because this is our podcast that we're running. You know what I'm saying? This is what we do together.
Yeah.
So I have my patience for you. I got, everybody else who has wife, kids, a job that sometimes needs you early in the morning or late at night. I get it, and I have the patience for certain people. But one thing I will never do is wait on somebody to make the money that I need
to help
for the next day.
To help you.
Right. Right. Case in point, my boy Johnny borrowed $200 from me. I'll pay next week. Next week came around, still don't have the money. I didn't wait for him. Like, that $200 is just extra $200. Now, I held a standard to him, and I said, look, you're my best friend. I should be able to trust you when I should get the money. You shouldn't be walking out on me. I got the money eventually, but, it's like I had to chase him for the money, and I don't like chasing for no. If I let you borrow money, I shouldn't have to chase you to get my money back. I went to the Philippines, was out there for 2 weeks. I could have used that money there, but it also, him borrowing the money and expecting him to pay me back didn't stop me from actually making my trip. I still had my priority, which is going to the Philippines to bury my dad's ashes, so on and so forth. I'm not waiting on nobody. When I go to work and people, if I'm expecting you, let's say you and I work together, I'm expecting you to do X, Y, and Z, and you ain't done X or Y yet. So we're not going to get to Z no time soon. So I'm going to do X, Y, and Z by myself and make sure it happens because there's a timeline. Because I'm not going to sit there and wait for celery to be cut, salad to be portioned out, and let's just say sweet fries be portioned out. I'm going to just do it myself and make sure that everything gets done by the time the rush comes in. That's just how I am. I'm not, and when I see people, oh, well, I can't do anything because I don't have money. I'm like, why don't you have money? You had all this time in the world to get money.
I think that's a horrible excuse.
A crackhead gets high because they want to get high.
They have money.
They have money. They go out and they get that money. But you got motherfuckers who just want to sit around the house and do absolutely nothing and expect people to pay it.
What you just said, though. Here's the thing. A crackhead is going to get high. This is America. If a crackhead can go get high, If you want this, you have to figure out what you're gonna do to go get it. You just said it. If I can get high,
Right.
They gonna figure it out. What it
Right.
do for them to go do that. So if they
Right.
can figure it out, ain't no way you should be able to figure it out.
Right.
And you got a little blueprint. You got a little pat on the back. You know, you
Right.
came to an area that's not where we came from. You can move
Right.
around. You could be whoever you want to be.
Right.
And don't come here and say the white man. You know, this is California. Ain't nobody's want no white black.
White man ain't got nothing to do with why you are deficient to yourself.
Nothing. And nobody got to do this shit. Mexican, black, Asians, Chaldeans, Middle Eastern, every race that lives in California ain't got nothing to do
Right.
about how you.
Why is it that every time you go to a smoke shop in California, it's ran by Middle Eastern or Indian? They didn't wait around. They didn't wait around for someone to open up a shop for them. They opened it themselves.
Yeah,
and they opened it in an area where it may not be the best area. Oh well.
Well, it depends.
They're making money. They're making their money however they got to make that money.
Yeah, it depends because they're smart. They're very intelligent. They know how to own liquor stores and smoke shops and all this and other stuff. They don't need. The one thing about them is they ain't gunning for corporations. They gunning for here. But they intelligent wise because they go by the areas that majority lives here, right? And then they money that ain't gonna make no money if it does. It's gonna make some money because you put it in the hood, so you put it in the ghetto. It's gonna make some money because literally, I know a lot of Middle Easterns and liquor stores I go to this day, and I know the people that still there, and I talk to them. It ain't nothing negative, but it's just smart. And the thing about also that is that when people put money into things, everybody go big.
Right.
They don't know how to get a start off project. You get a little starting project. You know what I'm saying? They go big.
Right.
Johnny want to open up a whole bar with you in the restaurant.
Yeah, and why? Because he just wanted a place to drink.
Yeah.
Why am I going to open up a business with you and all you want to do is drink?
he thinking big. He ain't thinking of a little dive bar. Let's get a little karaoke night going.
Yeah.
Let's get a little...
or like when supposedly he was supposed to be hooking up with some girl inheriting like $3 million or some shit. Or we're gonna open up a bar. So you know that Sizzle that's by the high school. You know that's a good spot to open up at. Oh no, I don't know if you could do a cannabis lounge there. I'm like, so what you're trying to tell me is you want to start a business but not make any money. What do you mean? You can't do cannabis and alcohol. California will not let you do that.
No. Well,
like, what do you mean? Where are you trying to make the money at? Where's the money supposed to generate? And then on top of that, you're just gonna be at the end of the bar drinking anyway. So who gives a fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not a good business partner. You're not a good business person, and that's the reason why people won't give you money.
Well, first of all, I think that was a scam. He was like, put this in and then...
Oh, it was definitely a scam. It was her trying to get him to give her $30,000. Right? It's supposed to cover the taxes.
Yeah.
And then kind of find out, you know, like he just like I can't give it to you. Woo, woo. And so finally she's like, look, this has been a scam the entire time.
Mm.
And I'm just thinking, I'm looking at like pictures of her and how light skinned she was, but supposedly mom and dad are dark as shit. And it's just like, bro, you can't sit there and tell me this is not a scam. I get that you want to believe it's not a scam because you really like this girl, but at the same time, do you really like this girl? Like, is the delusion that she's telling the truth nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yeah, because you asked me. Listen, you asked me for some money. I said no.
Well, and then my thing is too is like, look at her and look at. I kept saying, look at her and look at you, bro. Look at you and look at her. There's no way that shit's real.
Listen, man. When he asked me, I said,
"Hey, boss, you want to get on a deal?" I remember that shit.
I said, man, what the fuck? I screenshot everything he was saying. What the fuck you talking about? Right, what the fuck? Hey, man, he trying to scam me. Like, he trying to be. And remember the Lowrider show was the first scam. That was the first scam. That what it was. They did a
Right.
good low. I'll give them this though. They did a great low rider show
For them.
For them, as far as what was supposed to be, as far as business and traction we were doing. That's what also got me fucked up. Also, because after that, the code enforcement came. That's when the letters came in. You can't do this and this and this. So we got pictures online where we see you doing this and this. And I was cool with code enforcement. That's when they came up with a new law. Have the business owners sign this, rewrite their business to where I forgot exactly what she said, but basically the bylaws. So in your bylaws, it states you can't have food trucks or whatever, but they was willing to rewrite their business because I said something to them. Because this business, as a $1 billion business, have other business. So if I want to do a first time person who has a food truck and I got some money coming in, or I got this business coming in, all these people gonna show up, or me gonna sell, and I want a food truck that's a first time vendor that just got their license, right? Let's get them out there. You know me. Let's try everybody. That's how you meet everybody.
Right.
Let's get them out there.
Right.
Let's get them out there on a good day that's gonna make some money, and let's see if they can work. And see if they can produce. The thing about it is, I'm also building something else too. I'm getting used to this car show, this one. They were just overboard, and everything when I said they couldn't do, they did, and everything they did is the reason why the city was like, the code enforcement was like, no, because everything. But before that, we had no issues. We had
right.
Zero.
Right. And there's times I wish we could do that shit over again. Without the lowriders, doing the Bugattis and all this stuff. There's so much of that potential. I know Sid wants to get it done over there in Wisconsin.
That's different. Now, I think that the Bugattis and all that was talking to the old car club people, and the old car,
right.
Us being there, it has something to do with you too, because you got to realize you probably put their car up on the first time on YouTube, and you shared it with them. They wouldn't have watched it, and so that was like, look at us at this car club, and you did your whole look at this. You did your whole thing, how you always do it, and then everybody wanted to come back. I think that the overboard was the lowrider show, because it was more like the way they did it. Everything I said not to do, they did. Then they try to put us in the video. And you host and you do this and that ties me into it.
Yeah, well, and that's the whole thing, man. Like at the end of the day, the organizers weren't very organized, and they're expecting people to pay. They're expecting to get paid out from a business that said, "Look, you've already got X, Y, and Z. Just do your show. Give us this. Give us this much. Space. We can actually we can still conduct business, and that'd be it." But I mean, again, people don't listen. They only listen to themselves. And at the end of the day, they still were angry with you, and I guess they were also angry with Johnny in a sense too, because look, we're supposed to know each other since we were like kids and da da da. Like you can't get mad at somebody for. I mean, first of all, you're putting your anger towards a person that had zero involvement with your partnership. That's number one. But number two, you knew what your not your bylaws, but your parameters were. You needed to provide parking for cannabis customers. You needed to, not have kids in front of the store. You needed to, and there's so much shit that they're supposed to do, but they didn't do. But still, because they didn't get X amount of money from Cannabis 21, they felt like they were cheated, or they wanted to make it seem like they were cheated. But at the end of the day, it's like,
Ray, here's how you kill all of it, bro. Every person that showed up that he charged for their lowrider to come, he made 100%. They made 100% profit,
right?
Because it was free. My thing was, it was never, I just need this, and this, and this, and you do your show over here. but I need free. All this has to cover the customers because people gonna come. We knew this already. People gonna come. So all that money they made, really, that they charged people for, it was they never paid for the property. It was $0.
Right.
It was just a free lowrider show for the neighborhood, where it was like,
and but they portrayed it as we did a good car show for you guys.
yeah, and now you owe us.
And and in reality, it was a partnership in a sense that you basically were able to set up everything for free.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever money you do make off of it, you keep. Mm-hmm. Bottom line, that's it. Black and white, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. But people, that's how greedy people fucking are. They're just greedy. That's greedy as fuck. And at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, they relied on, and that's what I'm saying. I don't rely on people to make my money for me. They relied on you. And they relied on whatever Johnny decided to say to get X amount of money, even though they already got money from charging people. You know what I'm saying? And again, at the end of the day, look, let me make something in here. All right, so let's say, I got 5 cases of these for free, and I then sold it for $1 a piece. Each case has 100 of these. If I sold each for $1, that's $500 that I didn't have to pay for. Now, if I got the same 5 cases, each case had 100 of these, and I had to pay for $1 a piece just to make it even, or just to make it easy. I had $1 a piece. That's $500 I had to pay. So then I gotta charge $2-3 to make profit. Reason why I bring that up, the parking lot was free, and you made $3,000. Just putting a number out there. You made $3,000. If the parking lot was free, you keep $3,000 fucking dollars.
It made $20,000.
So how much more?
Rick,
how much more money do you need on top of that to feel fulfilled that you did X amount of whatever? Because at the end of the day, again, you violated everything that the partnership said that you can and cannot do. But you made your money. I'm only making it emphasize it because we bring it up a lot, and I don't want our viewers to have to hear the same shit over and over again. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is, if someone is if you're in a partnership and their end is saying, okay, this is all I'm asking, and you can't meet those requirements, but yet you made X amount of money on top of that on your end, be happy with your fucking end. You don't need to fucking bring up other shit. That's all I'm saying about it. Because you know what? Like I said, we bring this up a lot. And the happy times were the car shows. The happy times with the car shows and the taco guys and so on and so forth. Those are the happy times. That's what I miss the most.
Because that was happy times. You know, it's crazy because everything that we all talked about and agreed upon, it happened. Right. So it was like, okay, let's, remember, we went with them more. Remember, I had more car shows than really, that was my first lowrider show. Right.
And we wanted that shit, too.
Yeah,
we really wanted the car lowrider.
Yeah, we wanted to go down the proper way. Automatically, you can't smoke weed on the property, this, And remember, right after that, I had the farmer's market, which code enforcement became shut down. But when they wouldn't even talk about the farmers market. That's how everything got started. They wouldn't talk about the farmers, but they were telling me, like, if you want this, this, and this, you got to go through this. And they got to change the bylaws inside. Remember, I'm the stable boy. A lot of people told me in code enforcement when we opened the largest marijuana dispensary, remember, it's my picture. So when they fired me and I came back to the job, code enforcement showed up in Riverside and they seen me. They was like, there you go. Everybody's like, what you mean? There you go. Him. Take a picture. They was like, what you mean? Get a picture with him. They're like, why? That's the same guy that said they main boss has a picture with me that said they opened up the biggest cannabis dispensary in Palm Desert.
Right.
There's me and him shaking hands. All right, I got that.
Right.
When I went back and they did, so I know the code. So it's like, okay, I can switch some things, but I know I can't work with code enforcement because the shit I did back in the days. I'm a fella.
There's a history.
There's a history. But if I could, believe me, I'll help them guide marijuana into a stronger business because guess what? When the last time a person been to like a cannabis cup? You know, the old high time shit they used to be back in the days?
Right.
They don't have that now. It ain't the same. Back in the days, it's better. I swear to God, if I knew what I do now, I would have never voted for it. I would say just let it happen. Nigga, just come out here and
right.
Because
but there's just at the end of the day, it's like I said, those were happy times, and when we had those happy times, like we didn't care that KK Caitlin got freaking free tacos because we didn't know. They were happy times. We didn't know this shit. Until shit started to unravel, we didn't know none of that shit.
No,
but that's cool. I didn't care about that. And at the end of the day, those tacos were bomb as hell. They were good. Richard Camacho got some bomb tacos.
They do.
Exquisite catering. I don't even know if he's around anymore. But whatever the case, he had some good ass tacos.
He had a good like food truck. Like if he knew how to run a business where he can just. He'll be a great businessman because he had his.
He does catering, so I mean, and he does Italian and Mexican food. But regardless of the fact, there was some bomb ass tacos. We had that one guy popping off pies from Palm Springs. He was making pizza. He had a pop up tent with pizza, and that shit was bomb as hell too. The point I'm trying to make is we made a lot of connections at Cannabis 21. And I wish we can bring a lot of that shit back. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we had good times. We made good times. We created good times. Even when you and I go out to the tennis garden, and we were talking about going to the Laker game when they were playing, the preseason games. We were talking about making good times, making good memories.
Well, and the Lakers coming to Acrisure Arena. The Western.
We got the Coachella Valley Lakers now, so maybe you need to come out.
I am. And the thing is, it's weird to say like you say that, bro, because I discussed it. But I was moving so fast. I'm planning for my ends. And when I got to the point, I was like, I just want a regular job. You want a regular job? I think I want a regular. I'm done.
A regular.
You got to fuck with the regular. But you knew what I meant, like.
Right. But at the end of the day, it's just because at the end of the day, you and I are not chasing, a Hollywood Walk of Fame type shit. We're chasing a normal life. We, like I said, and this is to our viewers, we podcast because this is something we're passionate about. This is what we want to do. We're not making money off. So if you can help us, if you can help us get to 1,000 followers and 4,000, watched hours to get us monetized, that'd be great. Share. Right? But at the end of the day, we're two regular old people. And sadly, we're getting older. we're two regular old people, regular. And all this shit we've been through, all the shit we've been through at the dispensary, all the shit we're gonna be going through, in the future. We're still talking about doing our trips to the Korean barbecue and whatever else, And
there's a new one by the house. There's a new one by the house, bro. Right up from the house.
I know we keep talking about that, and we just need to make the time to do it because you even work weekends, and so do I. And so it's a lot harder to find the time to do it, but eventually it'll happen. And we've been making connections with different people, like, again, bringing Sid into the fold, and then bringing in, like I saw Rocky yesterday, and he wanted to jump on with us. I seen him at the grocery, because Rocky lives right by the house, so. And then my boy, what was his name? Dave Nola, the Buffalo Bills fan.
Yeah, he rapped.
Yeah,
rapper. Yeah, he got bars.
Yeah. So bringing him in, and And then Louis Bernal, bringing him in, and eventually we're gonna get footage of him at the wheelchair games, and so just making these connections, it's just something. It's gonna be ongoing. You know what I mean? Like that's always the cool thing about it. But tying back to what we're talking about, the white man, even Dave Nola, did not keep us from doing what we want to do. We are two free motherfuckers. And I wish that people would recognize that, and like I said, if the white man's holding you down, it's not the white man. You're just a loser. If you're looking for reparations, get yourself a fucking job. Get to work. Shut the hell up. Quit being a loser.
Another thing is, like, you can't expect nobody to give you nothing. Period. At the end of the day, you gotta go get it yourself. Ain't nobody gonna give you nothing.
Especially if you're here in California, ain't nobody gonna give you shit.
That's the point in California. Ain't nobody gonna give you shit.
Go to the food bank, get you some free food.
As far as reparations, you ain't never gonna get it. We are never gonna get it. Period. They ain't getting it to us now. Why would they get it to us?
And if you're in California expecting reparations, forget about it. And you know what the fucked up part is? Gavin Newsom wants to give it to y'all. But we've never owned slaves in California. Yeah. Nobody ever owned slaves in California. And then why do I have to pay into reparations if my people were slaves? My people were slaves by the Japanese and the Spanish. You don't see us asking for the Japanese for reparations.
But they get it. For Hiroshima, they get it. Here's the thing.
They do.
Here's the thing, though. The thing, it's not about, they say, reparations. It's about the money they give out. To the shit they fuck up. The government will fuck up some shit and give out money. They came over here, Pearl Harbor, and they get reparations. Indians get reparations. The reason why we say that is, like, we know you never gonna give it to us. But what we saying is you give it to everybody else. And we continue to be here like we ain't supposed to be here. We know exactly who we are. We know exactly.
But
we know exactly.
The problem is the people who keep telling y'all that they owe you reparations are the same people you keep voting in.
I don't vote.
Who don't ever give you what you're asking for or what they promised you.
Listen, you think I trust the listen what I just said, Ray. I don't trust it. So if you think I'm gonna keep asking, I'm gonna go get it. I ain't gonna keep asking because I don't vote. Right. I don't trust nothing. Ain't nobody said it was right to me. Because at the end of the day, I'm noticing life is going life. And everybody else going to be going through what they're going through, right? And it depends on
that's the reason why. That's the reason why Sid should be in the conversation, because Sid would tell you, you're expecting reparations, but really they're taking that money and sending it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Sending it to other countries. I mean, there's even videos out there of like the Jewish people in New Jersey. There's like a little town in New Jersey where it's all Jewish people, and none of them have to work. They're all getting fucking government aid, and they're all driving around in Mercedes Benzes and BMWs and whatnots, but none of them are working. Mm-hmm. Like, how is that even possible? But at the end of the day, we can cry about that shit all fucking day, or we can make our own money, make our own living, and do our own thing.
You got to. Because at the end of the day...
I'll make money, you make money, we get together and break bread together.
Yeah. That's the scariest thing ever. You see what's going on. You can't let them divide on certain shit. So they divide on certain shit. You got, at the end of the day, especially when you go to prison in California, I've been there, and you understand that we all locked up. We all won.
Right.
But we ain't the richest motherfuckers in here. We got to figure out how to get by. And you understand this, that at the end of the day, shit, you got to get by, especially in California. And living in Wisconsin and seeing how people getting by, I'll tell you this, right? It won't be the same out here. Because
California is everybody selfish, bro. Everybody here is selfish. And the people who are not selfish, they're few and far between. Mm-hmm. Like I said, when I go to the stores and I see a bunch of carts out, I'm gonna just take those carts in, because there's somebody inside that's not able to come out and do but then there's the customers who expect shit to happen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's the common courtesy, it's the common sense And common sense says, hey, if my brother over here needs help, maybe your daughter needs to be picked up from school, and I can't do it because I'm at work. Well, if I'm available, I'm gonna be there. That's community. That's what we do. That's where the common sense, common courtesy comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're having a hard time with rent. How much is your rent? $1,200. Okay, cool. Well, since we're like this, I know you got my back. Well, woo. If you ain't got my back, common sense says I ain't giving you shit. Common courtesy says here's a fucking job application. Fill it out. Go to work. But
this how you have 2 jobs in Survivor, California. This is how you live here and here. Listen, the game was taught fast. You think about it, throw you in a hotel. Boom. This is how you pay for a hotel living monthly, right? At an X amount of expense,
right.
But you got to work this. Right? Boom.
Right.
This is how you have 2 jobs to get your own apartment. You feel what I'm saying? Now you get.
Here's my other thing too is if you ain't got no felonies and you're under the age of 42, there's this thing called the U.S. Army.
There's this thing called a regular. It's this thing called a postal.
Anybody.
Yeah.
They take anybody.
His thing called a postal service. Here's this thing called anything that has a job. Right.
Right.
Right. You have no.
If you can come from North Park, San Diego, end up in El Centro somehow, and then you become an accomplished sushi chef, but then now you're a UPS driver. Well, fuck, you made it up in life. And I'm saying anybody can do that. Anybody can come from whatever neighborhood, become an accomplished sushi chef, but then end up at UPS. I'm not trying to name any names, not trying to be specific or nothing, but
what you stating is if you can make jump this, jump that, you jump some obstacles. Right?
You just gotta make good decisions.
But you gotta understand this also in that city where he didn't get the good decisions. He followed me when my decision was something else. But now, as a man of 3, kids of 3, now he think this is what a man of 3, kids of 3 is supposed to be doing to sustain a life. But at the same time, it was like that's your dream and my dream at the same because you ain't thinking clearly. Because you have
you gotta do. You can't look at someone else and think that you're gonna do the same exact thing.
Yes.
You have to make your own path at the end of the day.
Yes.
And if it just so happens to align with the path that I've created or Kush created, then cool. But at the end of the day, you have to do what you have to do for yourself. And that's the moral of this entire conversation. Don't rely on no one. It ain't no one else's fault. It's your own. You got shot by police. It's your own. I'm sorry. I said it. I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna live my life. I'm gonna still live my life and wake up tomorrow morning, sweating my ass off in this fucking shirt. Still.
97.
But look, we're already at our limit, and this was a great episode. I feel like it is.
Yes. Sir.
And if you feel like it was a great episode, please flood our comments. Give us your opinions, both negative or positive or whatever the case might be. Share with everybody. If you got 10 people on Facebook that you can share it with, that will share it with another 10 people and so on and so forth, that'd be great. And if you're one of my old relatives who are constantly on Facebook and you don't know nothing about Instagram, great. Just share it. And I'm sure Kush got a bunch of old folks that they can share it on Facebook as well.
As long as as soon as they find out, they all that. I never heard of a podcast, Well, listen, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I heard about Farmville.
Hey, get your ass out of here. We definitely gonna keep sharing, keep liking, and we're gonna keep tuning in to the latest things and everything.
Right, and make sure you hit the merch page. Link is down below. And what else?
Stay tuned for a recent one because we got to stay on topic of what's going on. We're waiting on the best NBA player alive to get traded to another team.
Oh, man.
So,
No. Just retire, LeBron. LeBron need to retire.
Listen, we wait for the GOAT to go to a new team, so I could just irritate Ray for the just tell him the greatest player ever.
He talking about the GOAT. R.I.P. LeBron. LeBron. Kobe.
Yeah, see. You already know who the GOAT is. You messed up and said R.I.P. He ain't even there yet. He's the GOAT. That's how you know he's the GOAT.
Because he got me angry, bro. That's no, don't do me like that. The GOAT right there.
Yeah, LeBron James for to get out here. LeBron James.
So, on behalf of our boy Sid Vicious, I am King Churro.
And I'm King Cushy.
And this is the Kings of Truth podcast. Thank you for watching. Again, share. And peace out, y'all.